us to do.
I was happy to hear you speak on YouTube. I don't know, I found it appeared and I was so joyous listening to you. We're so blessed.
Oh, I don't know. It just happened. It took me a while, to get ready for that. And now I feel this, I don't know, the impulse or whatever it is, to
Nice. To express.
yes. But, well, let's see how long I will last
Yeah, we
it.
don't know it.
No,
It's
no,
crazy.
no, no. Like it doesn't feel like necessary, but then you
Yeah.
think that probably like you think about yourself as a seeker, and I mean Alice in this case, and how she needed to hear something, but well, that resonated with her search at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe something.
Well,
Is
it reached my heart, so that's it.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, it did.
What exactly then? I wonder.
Well, I was just amazed at the journey and could, recognize, when you said, why would you deprive someone of their own joy of the human game? And it's,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
also when you mentioned, I felt like when we stop chasing, everything comes. It's crazy.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't even want it to come anymore, and it
Yeah,
comes.
you don't want it anymore, and here it is.
Like, well, now I have it, and now I don't care.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
probably because there is an end to chasing anything. It's
No, exactly.
so simple.
Exactly. The simplicity. This is what I arrived at. To this, I mean, this conclusion that, like Lester Levinson said, God is simple.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. If it's not simple, it's not godly. And it's
yeah,
just so true. In my case, I just can see that
yeah,
and feel.
yeah. And why I don't it's weird how the mind can never get around it, but it's so
Mm.
simple. Just the fact
Mm.
of not resisting suffering is non-suffering.
Mm.
But then you hear the words as a seeker and it doesn't really penetrate until it does, until it's like, yeah, suffering doesn't stick. It's so simple. There's nowhere to go, there's nothing to get. It's all here. But in words, it doesn't always penetrate or translate to, oh,
Yeah. What I understood about that is that, like, now, especially now that I talk to people when when they feel like talking to me about this, uh, they ask questions, and I understand the sincerity and the honesty in their search. Like they are really trying to find a way to get rid of their suffering and to understand more about this experience or this being or whatever you want to call it. And I just can see like a mirror myself in the past,
yeah,
and I perceive that now as filters, the filters that the mind just
present.
puts between you and the information.
Yes.
And you think that you understand. I mean, as a speaker, as
Yeah,
the one who is asking, like you
yeah,
think that you understand really, and you
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
And you talk to people, and that's why I think sometimes, what's the point talking to people? Because
I know.
like I love them so much, but
Yeah,
just remembering my experience, it's like, Jesus, it will. You have to be really patient. I mean, on
yeah,
being a seeker, to go
yeah,
through all those filters. But it's also accepted as the natural thing that the mind does.
yeah,
It was designed this way. It
yeah,
has to put these
yeah,
filters or fences or defenses or whatever you call
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And
And
sometimes it's
we're
funny.
experiencing the what we're not. We're experiencing the contrast.
I'm not
The
sure I got
contrast, the
you.
contrast of peace, sadness, the contrast of we're experiencing what we're not, and we are that too. It's like it's the mind is designed to take us on an experience. So it's the
Yeah,
roller,
but probably the
yeah,
contrast. Sorry,
the
sorry.
contrast of peace is all
The
of these experience.
Yeah, because thanks to that contrast, we can understand what peace is.
Yeah,
Really.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's not like there's night, there's
Yeah.
day, and you know you can play, and it's fun, really. I understand that it's just all about playing this game and just enjoying it fully.
Yeah. 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 And it's just a little switch, eh? It's just the realization I am not the one, the present person. I am not a person that is present. What I am is pure presence. And
Exactly.
it's effortless, it's already here, it's never changing, never moving, it's never we're never become the role. But
Mm-hmm.
we're so convinced for a while. And yeah, it's a funny thing really that and it still continue after realization. Sometimes we like fall asleep to it and then whoops, what am I doing here? And it's not wrong either. It just it takes
Yeah.
I guess it's the deliciousness of the relaxing more and more.
Exactly. Yeah, this is what I also understood that first of all, why should your mind just disappear? As long as
Yeah,
you are in this form, as long as you are focused in this
yeah,
form,
yeah,
the mind is going to do its thing. It's
yeah,
inevitable.
that's
And I
it.
think even in a more maybe intense way than before, because you are fully conscious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get to
And
see more of, yeah,
exactly. So you can see the character fully in their
yeah.
I know in action, right?
Yes, in
and you
action.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and sometimes you just like, oh my god, okay, do it, let's see what happens. So
yeah. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
yeah, it's fun. But can you do you experience this way? I mean, like just feeling that you are present, like both as focused within the character and
Yes.
as someone
And the
outside.
expansion at the same time.
Hmm.
It's not veil.
Hmm.
It's never
As well as
completely
connect to
veil.
others.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's never fully believed.
Hmm. Exactly.
If there's a tinge of suffering, like something is starting to contract, I'm immediately like, oh, because I was starting to play with weirdly my path was I didn't know about any of the Joe Dispenza and other manifestation coach
Mm-hmm.
before realization.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started to just dip into it. What do I want to create? What would I like to enjoy? And then when it became too much like a wanting, I could feel like,
Mm.
oh my God, there's this, oh, I'm getting pulled into it. And then I just like relax it and I kind of dose it.
Mm.
I know when it's getting too like a feeling of a lack. And then I
Exactly.
know there's nothing is lacking, absolutely nothing. And I can instantly come back to there's nothing lacking at all.
Mm.
But I
Mm.
still play like the mind is still, I see like the future is like the playground for the mind. And
Mm-hmm.
so I invite what I like and I create. It's like I feel like it's gonna sound weird to well, not you, but I feel like I play with the illusion that I
Mm-hmm.
have this, I'm creating this illusion that I'm creating something, but it's fun. It's like
Hmm.
just fun. It's just creativity and non-attachment to outcome, which makes it very, very different.
Yeah. Non-attachment is a very cool thing, really.
Yeah, yeah. I created online course without any attachment to anyone buying them.
Mm.
Like I was
Mm-hmm.
just Yeah, so it's quick. It's quicker to create because there is no judgment that it's not good enough or it should be done better or it's in another way or
Oh, I see what you mean. Because I used to be like, well, I still have this. Well, I mean, Alice has this traits of perfectionist when you try to, to self-criticize and judge what you do and stuff. So now I'm studying massage therapy and stuff, and then I'm not good enough. It's
yeah,
still there, right? But it's being reduced
yeah,
slowly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's
And
more
it's
about inspired action, right? In your
yes, it
case.
doesn't stop the movement. As
No,
before, it would kill the
mm,
thing, like it's not good.
totally.
Do it again. Now it's like it's just that, and that's fine. It's enough.
Hmm.
But it can come back and lessen. It's more or less, but much, much, much less.
So it's not self-sabotage anymore.
No, that's it. It's not self-sabotage.
It's like information hygiene as well,
Yeah,
right?
that's
If we
it. Yeah, yeah. I like
yeah,
that information hygiene. What
yeah,
enters?
you are really selective about what to focus on
Yeah,
through your speaking, your thinking,
yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever
But it's fun because it
dissolve the
feels more
focus.
like a refinement
Oh,
than integration. You know how integration it's like it's turbulent for the emotional body and
hmm.
now
Yeah,
it
I
just
was thinking about this word turbulence. It did appear in our previous talks as well, and so how does it feel for you? Because
yeah, for
well,
me it feels like when you're the spaciousness, the sky,
hmm,
silence,
hmm,
mm, yumminess. And when you are completely identified with the person, as I was before realization, no knowledge about mindfulness, nothing, constant suffering. Constant. For me, it was constant suffering. Like, where am I going? What is it? I'm always worried about the future. No one loves me. No one understands me. It was really, really, really contracted. So when the
hmm.
realization happened, I was like, huge relief. And then when I adopted the thought, I am this person, I need to find, when the seeking started again, it felt awful.
Started again after self-realization, you mean?
After, yeah.
Oh,
And then I went through very turbulent because I felt extraordinary blissful, peaceful, and then I felt deep suffering. So the
mm.
turbulence, I call it, it's when you go into the clouds of the mind. You know, an airplane, when it goes in
Okay,
the
okay, okay,
clouds,
okay. Yeah. Okay,
that's
it's a
how
direct
it
symbol then.
felt like that. And then it dissolved more and more, and it started to just feel like this gentle, just being better and better, and not being thrown into the ride, not throwing myself into the ride. So I could now I feel it's more just a refinement of what is my signature, my joy, my expression, but it's more like a refining. What is my
Yeah,
heart feel called to, or
it's amazing how differently it unfolds for everyone because it's not the first time I've heard someone say this. Like, and actually, I spoke to our fellow fellow, I don't know who. How do I call them? Like our
our
other
fellow.
parts of ourselves, our
Yes,
fellows,
yes. Yeah, our soul family.
are so family. And honestly, I even just started thinking that probably there was something wrong with me.
Oh, you didn't
I'm
experience
sorry,
turbulence?
I did, but no, I mean this seeking again
Ah,
thing
no.
because
Okay.
like it
Okay.
happened to many people and they even got depressed and stuff. And
Ah,
I
you
couldn't
never
really
seeked again. Oh, nice. Wow. But maybe you seek before a lot, because me, I
I
was not.
probably.
I was not
Hmm.
seeking I was not consciously seeking in spirituality to know who I am. Never. I was never aware of that.
Oh.
I was just seeking happiness through relationship, things, travel, acquiring houses, and you
Okay.
know,
Okay.
and then it felt quite empty. And then when I had this self-realization, I didn't know what non-duality was.
Hmm.
And so I went on a crazy loop of trying to understand w- what was. I didn't know anyone like Rupert Spira or anything, and so the
Uh-huh.
seeking started, and then I was like, oh no, 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 I'm not gonna be a seeker. I'm not gonna be a seeker. But it felt really sticky. Like I almost forgot. I was like, I'm not a person. What does that mean? And but I've seen it. I know I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. There was like
Mm.
a lot of, yeah, I don't know. It's like I felt I was going crazy.
Mm.
Or the mind was saying, you're crazy. You're gonna go to an hospital. And
Hmm. So I'm sorry, I just don't really remember. I watched your interview, like more than one, but I don't actually remember
yeah,
how
I don't think
exactly
I've
it happened.
described all of it though in it. There was like a huge invitation into you're trying to escape reality. You're
Yeah, well,
yeah.
yeah, I think, and it's natural because it's
Yeah.
the mind's thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you
but
didn't go through like well, good for you then if you didn't like experience the.
I started, but my mind found a way to,
Oh yeah, it will find a
to
way. Yeah.
alarm,
Oh,
to
you
get
should.
alarmed about that. Yeah, like then usually like people continue reading something and watching, and I felt like that's it.
Yeah,
It's over. I'm
it's
done. I'm
over.
free.
Yeah, yeah. But the mind still find a way to make it
You
seem
see,
as if it's
they
wrong.
have depression. You must have depression too.
Yeah.
And when I caught myself thinking of that, like I just started laughing out loud because it was
Yeah.
absolutely like,
It's ridiculous.
what?
Yeah, and here it was like you should not be suffering. They don't suffer after realization.
No, but yeah, you see, David said that there would be invitations. So wait for them. Like, where are the invitations? Well, finally they came, by the way.
Yeah.
And the person was just, like freaking out with them. And even, like I got some gray hair, just in the question of weeks. But
Oh.
okay. But anyways, it was so fun at the same time. So, I was trying to get myself depressed and stuff, but it didn't work. I'm sorry. It's so
Oh
funny.
wow. Wow. Yeah, it's so different, eh? Yeah.
But yeah, this is what I arrived.
Hmm.
Arrived to. Yeah, the conclusion that I just had
Similar
about the
but
whole thing.
different. Yeah.
Similar but different. Like the truth is the same, but then
Mm.
again, it's the person that tries
Yeah.
to process
Dissolve in
it
it. Yeah.
through its calculator. Like a calculator that is trying
Yeah.
to understand, this
Yeah.
super sophisticated computer, which is the
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Wow.
that's
And it's so
why,
simple. It's quite incredible.
yeah,
Yeah.
simplicity is
Yeah.
just it. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And what I know you're in a relationship, because this is also very interesting to me,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I wonder if I will ever be able to enter another relationship, because I finally like found myself,
Mm.
like I'm my partner in a way, and it feels so like, this falling in love thing, that basically we want to be with someone to feel this beautiful
Yeah.
romantic thing, this connection, this magic. And nowadays I perceive this, like, together with, like stopping, like, with being unable to feel my body, together with that I just perceive this like fallen in love feeling
Yeah.
even through objects.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
and
I
I think,
know, yeah.
does it happen to you?
Yeah,
And how
well,
does
it
it?
did. It does less to less of a degree than it when there was realization. I was in a state of heightened bliss that you're speaking about. And I don't have this intensity now, but I know that I was just in love with everything. All the falling in love, the feeling of falling in love was so intense.
Oh.
And yeah, with anything and everything, it was like, wow. Now it's less of a lesser degree, but I can sit and just, yeah, everything is so beautiful. It's like everything is so beautiful.
But back to relationships.
Yeah.
So
How
can
does
you
it
just
feel?
apply this to your
It's interesting. Well,
interaction?
he's my mirror.
Oh,
Yeah.
see.
So it's really it was really serving me. So maybe it was meant to be on my path because it was serving the solution here of the need to help, the need to support. And it's so amazing to see the transformation of my partner.
As a
Because
reaction to your transformation.
the rippling effect, the ripple effect of the reflection is more and more loving, more and more calm, more and more present, and the love is getting deeper and more. It's more romantic, it's more sexuality is better, it's more, yeah, it's more authentic. It's really, I love, but my characters always love sharing happiness with someone. So
Okay.
yeah, and there
Wow.
was a period where I questioned if I would leave, and now
Prior to your self-realization or after?
prior and after as well,
Mm.
and now it feels like I'm certain to stay for now. But I stay because I want to stay. It's like there's no question if I want to stay or not. But I don't assume that I will stay forever if we project in time. But for now, I really enjoy deepening the love between us as the character. You know, when I sit in the couch as the partner and I receive and give love, I like it. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. This is what I was thinking about the other day. You know, there's this program, First Dates. I think they have it in every country, I think. And sometimes I just watch, first dates, like blind dates.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just get together, match up people, and they meet up at the restaurant, and then they exchange conversations, and then they decide whether they want to go on a date again. Because I can't watch anything basically, because everything just happens to me, and you should be very careful if you watch something like sort of negative in human language, then it manifests pretty fast. So I'm pretty careful. But sometimes I
Oh,
watch this
yeah. Wow. To
kind
that.
of so fast. In my case, it's so fast.
Oh,
It's just,
because your I know why. Because your frequency is very, very high.
as I explained it to Alice,
Yeah.
it's because it's like just one directional. Because in the past it used to be like contradicting.
Yeah.
Like yes, no, yes, no, yes, but yes,
Oh,
but
yeah,
yes,
that's
but.
it.
But
That's
now
it.
it's like yes or no, but it's
Yeah.
pretty like one directional.
Yeah.
Like any stupid stuff, like, or some sophisticated words. For example, the words that nobody uses. Like the other day, I was looking up a word online, its meaning in English, And then like it was like 2 days ago, and yesterday my boss, who never uses this very word, she said this word in Spanish and said, "Do you know what it means?" And I said, "Yes, yesterday I just looked it up, you know." And this kind of stupid stuff
Happen all the time.
it
Wow.
happens all the time. It's just all the time. Or I remember like walking along the street and said that, "Oh, I'm so old and I cannot whistle, you know, like a normal person. I should try." So I was trying to whistle, you know, and then some strange sounds were coming out of my mouth. But well, I thought, okay, it's okay. Sounds like decent whistling for a beginner, you know. And then suddenly, like a few moments later, I saw a man with a truck and some fruit and some, I don't know, like boxes of fruit and something, and he was whistling just the same way as I, you know, did before.
Wow.
Yeah, this kind of thing, and with negative stuff as well.
Okay,
But,
so
well,
you be careful with monitoring.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just watched nothing. But
Yeah.
back to that
Dating?
program, yeah, dating. But it's just I watch because it seems to be innocent in a way, and I watch it especially in English, you know, like just to pick up some words to improve my English and stuff. Like in terms of the language, basically, because it's like real language, and you know, like it sounds pretty natural, and you always learn something language wise. And I was wondering, like people are pretty superficial in terms of relationships, and it's this common idea that love lasts like for 3-4 years, and then like either you just split up or you try to find some
Someone
way to
else.
stay together, or someone else, or to stay together or something. But it's like it becomes hard. And then I was thinking about that, and I thought that because we are not taught, we don't have this, I don't know, this idea about going in depth
Yeah.
in a relationship. It's just what you were saying just made me remember that. And I thought, like nobody teaches us that, because nobody knows how to do that, because nobody does it.
Yeah.
Pretty superficial, and probably it can be even more exciting, you know, to go in depth with this very person.
Yes. Then have another
Than
person.
being than being,
That's
you
it.
know, like going through this first excitement period with 10 people more, you know.
Yeah.
But well,
Yeah,
so
I've been with
probably,
my partner 24 years now.
oh God. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been through hell together.
Yeah.
And
And
we were both as a person broken, and we went through hell, and we grew, always grew together. So I was his mirror, he was my mirror, and we didn't even chose to stay. I think we both believe we had no one
wow.
else.
Oh, it was more natural then.
Now it's more a choice, a true
Oh,
choice.
wow.
But I think I feel he's the best person that I could. Yeah. Do you think we chose like the life before? If we look at it from the perspective of everything is already pre-written.
Okay, I did ask myself this question, well, my higher self, let's put it that way. And the answer was yes, you just, you know, plan. I even, well, I had like fun laughing when well, it's not like an answer. Yeah, it's this feeling or this intuition about it. And I got that
That's it.
feeling.
I got an intuition too, because from another perspective, nothing is happening and we've never gone anywhere. But from another perspective, I
Yeah.
feel,
In terms of the game, like when you're
yeah.
choosing which game to play, which
Yeah,
character to pick,
yeah,
and then you just choose the settings, and
yeah,
it's like a video game. I don't know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I
That's
used
how I
to be with
feel.
it.
It's like you have these character and they come and they have their script already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I could even sense my higher self just laughing their ass out,
Yeah.
planning on the drama points of my life, like, oh, let's add
Let's
some
insert this.
spicy thing here, yeah. Let's get it even more dramatic. Let's see her cry.
Yeah, to which
And
extent we can stretch it.
yeah, because when I was young, I was trying to write, novels and poems as well. And I remember when I met, this is what is happening to me a lot nowadays. Like there is this connection with some points in the past, so to speak. Yeah, like you remember something from the past, and suddenly it's reflected here in the present, so to say. And that was one of those things that I remember, is that I used to write novels and I used to create characters, and it always had to be some tragic story with someone committing suicide or dying like unhappy love, that kind of thing. And I remember that I was just writing that, listening to something, like heavy metal or something, and crying. Just because as I was writing that, I was believing that I was living
yes,
that
yes,
life.
yes.
It felt super real, and it was not.
Yeah.
And this is what I remembered just
Wow.
not long ago, and I thought, so this is exactly what our human experience is like.
Yeah. Wow.
You believe it, you cry, you laugh,
Yeah.
and at the same time, it's not real.
Yeah. Yeah. I also reflected recently that I used to read a lot of novel because I love immersing myself in other worlds.
Oh yeah.
And it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would escape my childhood through novel.
This is the word I was thinking of. Yeah, escaping.
Yeah. And I have this weird impression that it's always kind of a replay, but not always kind of a replay, but I'm replaying the same theme that I did like 5 or 10 years ago, but it's like with new wisdom.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, the same test. Oh, okay. We'll see.
But now I see it differently.
Yeah. So,
okay. Yeah,
yeah.
I was just asking because I wanted to compare it to my experience. Yeah, okay. Humans trying to compare the experiences again, human mind.
Fun. I like it because we can expand more on how it's lived in our human experience.
Because because it's interesting because it resonates with what I've been experiencing lately, like since I do massage. And there were, not everyone who comes there to our spa is open to to spiritual stuff, but some people who knew I was into that, and we did this massage session. They asked me if I could sense something like health-wise, and like this typical healer or someone who sees stuff will say, yeah, you have that, and that, like I don't know, your lungs, your stomach, and that stuff. And they asked me that, and it made me think, because I couldn't perceive that as something like in particular, something clear, and like it's about that or that, or your heart, or your whatever. You perceive just some what's I don't know, what I find myself doing every time I do the massage is just to connect through my heart to their heart. It happens naturally. Just you go there. Well, not you are just the device, but the energy goes towards there because it knows, and it's perceived like that. Like it knows that this sun knows that there is also sun, and it wants to connect.
Yeah.
And sometimes it finds like some clouds, as I call that, like some obstacles, or in the form of like trapped energy, or just chunks of trapped energy. So it's not like illness or something. It's just trapped energy that should be released. And sometimes little by little, it manages to get through.
Wow.
And sometimes it's not so easy, but I
Yeah.
mean,
Wow.
you don't, I mean, speaking about this focusing on the negativity,
Yeah.
it seems that, well, in my perception, I don't even think about it
No.
as negativity anymore. I used to, but now it's more when I wanted to be
Yeah,
a
yeah,
healer
yeah,
and I
yeah,
was
yeah.
studying that.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's just it's the same energy, but it's kind
Yeah.
of messy.
Yeah, yeah.
But it can be worked on through expanding
Wow.
or through raising your vibration.
Mm.
As
Yeah.
simple as that in my case.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what you said sounds pretty similar,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
it's similar. That's what I was hearing when you shared on YouTube. In my case, I work through the emotional body.
Hmm.
So, yeah, so if I work with someone and I guide them to open up some feeling, maybe some trap energy, sadness, or because it's already there. We're not, it's already there, energy field. So when they feel, they start to feel, I know because I feel too.
Okay.
If I don't
Hmm.
feel, I know they don't feel because the connection is heart to heart.
Hmm.
Well, it's not that if I don't feel, I know they don't feel. It's not that, you know, rigid
Hmm.
or precise, but sometimes when there's a deep connection, then I start to feel their sadness. I can feel it. I'm there with them.
Hmm.
And it
Mhm.
it relax and release energy. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't cause any kind of expansion of energy. It's effortless. So it's like a massage, but it's an emotional body massage.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a different access to presence, and then yeah, they gain from it some expansion, or
Yeah.
in my movie.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, you have always been so, as far as I remember, like pretty open about what you were feeling
Yeah,
at every
yeah.
point. It's
Mm,
interesting, and it's not that easy. I think. I mean, being honest about it.
yeah, sometimes we do have blind spot. I still have blind spot, I think. Probably.
Everybody, yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean, as long as
As
this
long as
mind
there's
is
a
alive,
body, there's a shadow, right?
yeah, because how
It's
can I cut it
impossible
off?
to have the vision, like the 360 vision from the relative. Mm,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, I just, for me, it was super liberating just being able to finally accept that part of
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Mm,
Okay,
mm,
it's there until to
yeah.
say bye bye to this
Yeah.
place
Yeah. To the plate.
again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's it. Well, okay, because again, trying to resist it
Mm,
means you deny it.
yeah.
You separate again.
That's
You
it.
go back.
Yeah. Yeah. It becomes too harsh to feel separated.
Exactly. And yeah, it brings us back to all those internal
Yeah.
battles.
Yeah.
You know, I was pretty tired of them.
Me too.
So this is like
Exhausted.
it's exhausting, and yeah, well, it was necessary for us to
Mm,
finally say something, for
yeah.
us to finally get tired enough to try to
Yeah.
find another way of seeing things.
Getting out of the maze of mind.
Yeah, which is
Mm,
not, but probably it's not that difficult. It's scary again. I mean, the unknown is a very, this is what I'm discovering now, that the unknown is like Joe Dispenza likes using this, like this idea. Yeah, embrace the unknown. If you
uh-huh.
want to, yeah, well, and many
Yes.
other people said that, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to become different, you should do something differently. Yeah, do
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
think, and
Yeah.
we start with thinking and feeling
Yeah.
differently, and
Yeah.
then the out landscape changes. Then,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But it's true, eh? It's we comfort ourselves with our limitation. but we're dying in them.
I think attachment is a very strong thing that
Yeah,
sometimes you think you are free
but
free of
no,
it,
there is
and
more. Yeah, I know,
there's
it's
more.
always more.
There's
There's
more.
always
There's
more.
always more.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's always more freedom. Yeah,
Mm. Mm.
yeah. It's
Yeah, yeah.
amazing when you start to see it's like, oh my God, there can be even more. Yeah, even more. A lot more. Yeah.
Mm.
But I feel following the intuition has always led me to the right thing, the right dissolution or the right lesson or the right. So it's
Uh-huh.
kind of fun. It's like I feel like mm, so let's see if I can convey it in words. It's already planned, and I'm just opening the gift to see
Mm.
what's in it. Like, oh, okay, there's that. Oh,
Mm. Opening the gate.
like you're on a treasure hunt.
Mm.
Everything, um, there's always just this moment, and at the same time, there's this curiosity. Oh, what will appear
Yeah, because
at the
you don't
same
know.
time? That's
Yeah.
it. But it's like an excitement of, I wonder what will
What's
appear.
next?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's fun because yeah, in the past you like probably I used to try to control the
Yeah.
controlling mind, to predict, to program, to plan in order to protect
Yeah.
myself from the unexpected and the
The
unknown.
unknown. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's
because there's
scary.
truly nothing in front of us. It's like nothing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What's the point being afraid? Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
as long as you believe that everything is working out for you, like any moment, so
Yeah.
there is
I
no
can.
mistake.
Yeah. That's why I bring most of the people I work with to I am safe,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I can trust myself, because those are
Yeah.
both the two pillar of freedom. I find I am safe. I can trust myself.
Hmm.
Mm.
It feels like your topic basically. This is what you discovered.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like self-worth
Yeah. Self-worth.
thing
Yeah.
and being
Yeah.
safe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I started the lifetime with very low self-worth.
Hmm.
Very, very low. Mm.
So then this experience is for you to be able
Yeah,
to help others.
yeah, yeah,
Support probably
yeah,
if you feel like doing so.
yeah. Well, for now, because I might not do anything soon. I really feel like
Yeah.
it's not gonna be for very long.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a few years, and then I probably will be more silent than anything, enjoying
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. Like that silence that hit me at some point as well. It was like
Yeah.
because the mind also is interesting because it's slower than the
Mm.
whole thing. I mean, you self-realize, and on the level of your infinite being, you are much faster than your mind,
Oh
and then
yeah,
the
yeah,
mind starts. Okay, now we should speak about it. We should share. Everybody should know. Nobody cares about this. I think
yeah. Nobody
non-duality is
cares
the
about
most,
that.
and I think it's the most boring thing. And I think it will never be popular because people want, this show of
Yeah,
seeing angels,
yeah. It's the most boring.
yeah, mediums, so past
Yeah,
lives is very
yeah,
popular
yeah,
now as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
I should go revisit my past lives to heal my trauma.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. Now there's the tendency to criticize something.
But it's
That's absolutely fine. I did that as well.
boring. It's boring. It's the most boring, but the most extraordinary thing. It's the most precious thing.
Exactly. Yeah,
Incredible.
because it's simple, and like you tell
Yeah.
people it's as easy as, I don't know, it's having
The
a glass
mind,
of
but the mind
water.
says it's boring. There's
It's
nothing
boring,
there. Don't go there.
the
There's
mind
nothing
wants,
there.
exactly. It needs
Yeah.
a list of to do things, and as difficult as hell. They
You
should be
have to
difficult.
deserve it.
Yeah, if it's easy, nobody will believe you.
Yeah.
Mm.
To transcend the collective belief about
Oh,
work is hard and
oh yeah.
you don't earn much. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
spend. It's dangerous. You will lack.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I can recognize myself there too. But now it's easier. At least it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, and you love what you're doing, so it's such a
Yeah, and it seems
blessing.
to start appearing finally when you
Yeah,
already don't care.
finally. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I give up.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
be
me.
this
Yeah.
wonderful thing, and finally, it's so contradictory for the mind. It's just,
Isn't it?
like
Yeah,
like
it is.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The
It's interesting.
resistance.
Yeah, we have been creating and collecting shit, like for decades, and suddenly we want just. And by the way, we want someone to come and do that for ourselves.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
we're not just, like just I'm gonna sleep and you just take it
One
out.
magic wand. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But what probably this, well, it also has the right to exist, and I mean,
Yeah.
in the game of life, because
Yeah.
then it's a great field for all that other
Yeah.
spiritual engagement.
Yeah. What?
It's diversity as well, and sometimes it's so funny
Mm.
when I talk to someone,
Mm.
it's fun, really.
So would you like to have an intimate relationship?
No,
No,
this
you're
is the
too, yeah,
thing. Yeah, this
too,
is the thing. I don't know what happens next, but basically, because sometimes like my workmates tells me like, but you should need someone, because it used to be like that, like since I was never happy with my partners because of the self-worth
yeah,
thing as well.
yeah, yeah,
And I was dreaming about just finding the one who would understand me. And
yeah.
probably this is how it started before self-realization, like a couple of months before that, that I decided to get rid of this need to be well, maybe not
Value
validated
validated.
by,
Ah,
by someone,
yeah.
and become finally, self-sufficient.
Ah,
Because
yes.
I thought that, because definitely I was attracting people through my
Mm-hmm.
trauma,
Yeah.
through my twisted perception from
Lens.
the false
Yeah.
self.
Yeah.
And I decided to become as authentic. And I didn't know about self-realization back
No,
then.
no,
So it was
yeah.
like,
Yeah, it was leading. Yeah.
yeah. And I started imagining as if God, since at that point, I still thought that was God separate from myself. Uh, I started seeing him as my partner.
Oh, nice.
Like I thought about this, like in some religions, they say like become like people who live in monasteries, like they become like those women who just decide not to get married, and they become the brides of Jesus or something like that.
Oh,
Like
yes, yes,
there is
yes.
a special,
Yeah.
and I thought, okay, I'm going to become that, but not on my terms, like energetically. And
Yeah.
this is when I started to feel that love, being in love with nothing, like just looking at the
Yeah.
sky and
Wow.
And I don't know, windows have some special power for me. You know, like when you see buildings and you just see windows, and sometimes you think, oh, let's see what they have there, and
Yeah.
suddenly, you know, this rush of energy comes. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain that, but I started feeling that
Mm.
more and more of that, and it became like amazing, and it felt, you know, like self-sufficient.
Yeah.
I felt self-sufficient,
Yeah.
and in terms of relationships, I mean,
Yeah.
and it was the first time I had ever felt like probably I should be really, really, you know, selective, because in
Oh,
the
yeah.
past it was like
Yeah.
that, like
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just react to the first one who pays attention to you,
Yeah. Oh, it
and
shifted. Yeah. I
I
am
even I
all.
even exactly, I just even remember that I didn't even like them, none of them that I
Ah.
had been with.
Yeah.
And then little by
Yeah.
little, since they
Wow.
were nice
Okay.
to me, I sort of fell in love with them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I was not honest with myself either.
Mm.
And then I understood that, okay, now I should be very, very selective. And then
Wow.
it's when I felt indifferent towards
Yeah.
men.
That
You
was a
know,
big attachment drop there, eh?
absolutely
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. And now as everything is unfolding like that, and you feel this bliss
Yeah.
and this fallen in love
Mm. Mm. Mm.
moments, and
Yeah.
it's so intense. I don't know if it's possible
Oh, yeah.
to do,
Uh-huh.
because I
Yeah.
see that like as part of myself. I don't know really, because
Yeah.
probably it's again it's a
But you're not
process of
looking, you don't have the desire for it. No.
not at
No,
all.
no, no.
And no,
Yeah.
it's just like I feel love towards people.
Mm.
And you know, and it's not empathy anymore, I would say, because I mean, in the past, I mean, empathy for me was more tapping into their like negative states,
Mm, mm,
probably.
mm-hmm.
Probably now it's more like
Yeah.
empathy in terms of you see their son is like, I perceive it like a son,
Yes,
you know,
that's it. Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's not about no,
their
it's not
sadness or
alleviating or
whatever.
anything. It's just love.
And so yeah, as I walk along the street and I see the other day, so an elderly couple, and the other day there was that guy who brought pizza, and I just looked at them, and I was in love with them, you know, like
Yeah.
literally. I just saw this little being holding this, looking at me like, this is for you. I wanted to embrace
Yeah.
the poor guy. Thanks God I didn't do that, because yeah, it was difficult to explain.
Yeah.
And it's more than enough, you
What?
know. And
Yeah.
I know it's so overwhelming. I mean, in a
Yeah.
good sense, that
Yeah.
why should I want more?
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's very different in my case, the realization when it came, there was this surge of unconditional love that was really, really huge. And I was in bed with my partner and was like radiating all this love from my body. Like the body couldn't hold it up. It was so strong. It was like
Oh,
really, really intense. That's why I could never forget, totally forget after.
oh, oh.
But then I felt, oh, it's a good thing my partner is there because he's so down to earth.
Hmm.
Like I was, oh, so scared. I was like, he's gonna keep me down to earth.
Oh,
It's interesting. And he did.
okay.
And I guess I needed that. And it's like it was a slow dissolution of all the mechanism program here to try to
Hmm.
help people and save the world. All that
It
you,
is.
yeah, that you connect through self-realization.
Yeah, I understand.
But it's understandable. It's the human. We all have our blind
Yeah,
spot, and I still do have mine. And yeah, it's
yeah.
how
It
big
gets stronger.
is the love? How big is the love? Mm.
Yeah,
Mm. To ourselves first.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I think it's just your
That's it. It's only
yeah,
ours. It's
yeah,
only ever ourselves.
Hmm.
It's an incredible blessing to be able to share this in the form.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you for reaching out.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for showing up. I love you.
Okay. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.